What's up, Money Masters? Iggy here from the Investing Iguana. Today, we're diving into a topic that might surprise you. Can you really survive in Singapore on a $9,000 monthly salary? Many would assume that's more than enough to live comfortably. But as we'll see, even a seemingly high income can quickly get swallowed up by the harsh realities of living in our little red. In this video, I'll break down the struggles of one family and reveal the hidden costs that are draining their finances despite earning what most would consider a decent paycheck. Get ready to have your assumptions challenged and gain some valuable insights into managing your money wisely in our expensive city-state. A recent Reddit post really caught my eye and got me thinking about the realities of living in Singapore. A woman shared the financial struggles her family was facing, despite her husband bringing in a monthly salary of $9,000, which most of us would consider a pretty decent income. Now, you might be thinking, how could they possibly be struggling with that kind of money coming in every month? Well, let me break it down for you. Their major expenses included a whopping $4,000 for rent alone, which is just insane. On top of that, they had utilities, phone bills, student loans, credit card payments, baby essentials for their two young kids aged 6 and 11 months, transportation costs, and over $1,000 for groceries. When you add all that up, even with $9,000 coming in, they were left with little to nothing at the end of the month for savings or any kind of financial flexibility. Can you imagine? A salary that seems high on paper, but gets completely swallowed up by the high cost of living here in our little red. Let's take a closer look at the situation this family is facing. The husband earns a monthly salary of $9,000, which might seem like a decent income at first glance. However, he is the sole breadwinner, supporting his wife, who is a stay-at-home mom caring for their two young children, aged 6 and 11 months. With the high costs of living in Singapore, even a substantial income can quickly get stretched thin. Their major expenses paint a clearer picture of where their money is going. A significant portion, a whopping $4,000, goes towards rent alone. On top of that, they have to account for utilities, $180, phone bills, $50, a student loan, $1,000, credit card payments, $300, baby essentials, $500, transportation, $100, and groceries, over $1,000. When you add up all these expenses, it's easy to see how they're left with little to no savings at the end of the month, despite the husband's seemingly high income. This situation highlights the importance of carefully managing expenses and finding ways to reduce costs where possible. For example, exploring more affordable housing options or negotiating lower rental rates could potentially free up a significant portion of their income. Additionally, creating a detailed budget and sticking to it can help identify areas where they might be overspending and make adjustments accordingly. The rental burden. One of the major issues draining this family's finances is the staggering $4,000 they pay in monthly rent. That's a whopping 44% of their total income going towards housing alone. Many financial experts and savvy Redditors were quick to point out that allocating nearly half of your income to rent is simply unsustainable and a recipe for financial strain. The general rule of thumb is that housing costs, whether rent or mortgage payments, should not exceed 30% of your monthly income. Following this guideline, the maximum this family should be spending on rent is around $2,700. Redditors suggested exploring more affordable options, such as renting an HDB flat, which could potentially bring their rental expenses down to approximately $3,200 per month. By making this adjustment, they could free up a significant portion of their income for other essential expenses, savings, and investments, putting them on a much more stable financial footing. Ultimately, the exorbitant rental cost is a glaring issue that needs to be addressed if this family hopes to regain control of their finances and achieve long-term financial security. While a $9,000 monthly income may seem substantial on paper, it can quickly become stretched thin when a disproportionate amount is allocated towards housing, leaving little room for other necessities and financial goals. The dual income dilemma. Another major issue that came to light in the Reddit discussion is the reality that Singapore often necessitates dual income households to maintain a comfortable standard of living. While the husband's $9,000 monthly salary might seem substantial, when viewed as the sole household income, it places this family below the median household income level in Singapore. One insightful Redditor pointed out that their $9,000 household income is comparable to what two fresh university graduates might earn when combining their salaries. This observation highlights that despite the husband's seemingly high individual income, the family's overall financial situation is not as robust as one might initially assume. In Singapore's expensive environment, the ability to pool two incomes can make a significant difference in affording essential expenses like housing, childcare, and maintaining a desired quality of life. The challenges faced by this family serve as a reminder that relying on a single income, even at a relatively high level, may not be sufficient to achieve financial stability and build long-term wealth, especially when factoring in the costs associated with raising children. The low birth rate connection. The low birth rate connection is an intriguing observation made by one of the Redditors. They pointed out that Singapore's low birth rate could be attributed to the financial challenges faced by families with children, especially when one parent decides to be a stay-at-home caregiver. This situation arises because the expectation in Singapore is often for both adults in a household to work and contribute to the family's income. In the case of the family discussed, the wife has taken on the role of a full-time stay-at-home mom, caring for their two young children aged 6 and 11 months. With the husband being the sole breadwinner earning $9,000 per month, their household income is considered below the median level in Singapore. This means that despite the husband's seemingly high salary, they are not as financially well off as one might assume. The Redditor's comment sheds light on the reality that raising children in Singapore can be a significant financial burden, especially if the family relies on a single income. The high cost of living, coupled with expenses like housing, childcare, and other essentials, can quickly eat into a household's earnings, leaving little room for savings or financial flexibility. Answer. The story of this family serves as a powerful reminder that having a high income alone does not automatically translate to financial stability or freedom in Singapore. Even with a substantial monthly salary of $9,000, various expenses and obligations can quickly add up, leaving little room for savings or flexibility. Housing costs, in particular, can be a significant burden, with this family allocating a staggering $4,000 towards rent, nearly half of their total income. Additionally, the need for childcare and the reality that many households in Singapore require dual incomes to maintain a comfortable standard of living further compound the financial challenges. Despite the husband's seemingly impressive paycheck, their household income falls below the median level, highlighting that their financial situation is not as comfortable as one might assume. As we navigate our individual financial journeys, it becomes crucial to carefully evaluate our expenses, identify areas where we can potentially reduce costs, and explore more affordable options, such as alternative housing arrangements. Moreover, making informed decisions that align with our long-term financial goals is paramount. We must remember that true financial freedom is not solely about earning a higher income, but also about effectively managing our resources, prioritizing our spending, and cultivating a mindset of financial wisdom and discipline. There you have it, folks, eye-opening look at how even a $9,000 salary can leave you strapped for cash in Singapore. From skyrocketing rental costs to the necessity of dual incomes, this family's story serves as a wake-up call for all of us. Remember, financial freedom isn't just about earning more, it's about being smart with your spending and making informed decisions that align with your long-term goals. If this video has opened your eyes to the realities of living in our expensive city, do me a favor, smash that like button and subscribe to the Investing Iguana for more money-savvy content. I'll be here every week, dishing out financial wisdom and guiding you towards prosperity, one video at a time. Until next time, stay hungry for knowledge, my money masters. This is Iggy, signing off and reminding you to always keep learning and growing your wealth. Peace.